Question. Top to bottom proper order for traffic lights. Option number 1. Red, yellow, green. Option number 2. Yellow, red, green. Option number 3. Green, yellow, red. Option number 4. Red, green, yellow. The answer is option number 1. Red, yellow, green. Note: red, yellow, green. On a traffic signal arranged vertically, red is always on top and green on the bottom. When arranged horizontally, red is always on the left and green on the right. Question. If a green arrow turns into a green light, you, option number 1, may still turn but you must yield to oncoming traffic. Option number 2, may no longer turn and must proceed straight. Option number 3, still have the right of way to turn. Option number 4, no longer have to turn in the direction that the arrow indicated. The answer is option number 1, may still turn but you must yield to oncoming traffic. Note: if a green arrow turns into a solid green light, you may still turn in the direction that the arrow was pointing, but you must first yield to pedestrians and oncoming traffic. Question. A yellow light at an intersection means, option number 1, you may proceed if it is safe to do so. Option number 2, you must make a complete stop before entering the crosswalk or intersection and wait until the light turns to green before proceeding. Option number 3, slow down and prepare to stop. Option number 4, none of the above. The answer is option number 3, slow down and prepare to stop. Note: a yellow light warns that the light is changing from green to red. Slow down and prepare to stop. Question. A flashing yellow light means that you should, option number 1, slow down and prepare to stop. Option number 2, slow down and proceed with care. Option number 3, you must make a complete stop. Option number 4, you may proceed if it is safe to do so. The answer is option number 2, slow down and proceed with care. Note: a yellow flashing light means you must slow down and exercise caution before proceeding through the intersection. Question. You must stop if you see a, option number 1, flashing red arrow light. Option number 2, flashing green light. Option number 3, flashing yellow light. Option number 4, flashing red light. The answer is option number 4, flashing red light. Note: a red flashing light means you must stop completely. Proceed with caution only after yielding the right of way to pedestrians and to other vehicles at the intersection. Question. A steady green light at an intersection means that you, option number 1, must slow down and prepare to stop. Option number 2, may drive through the intersection if the road is clear. Option number 3, must stop and check for oncoming traffic before proceeding. Option number 4, may not turn right. The answer is option number 2, may drive through the intersection if the road is clear. Note: a steady green light means you may drive through the intersection if the road is clear. You may also turn right or left on a steady green light unless a sign prohibits the turn. When turning, you must yield to other vehicles and pedestrians within the intersection. Question. A steady yellow light means that a dash will soon appear. Option number 1, steady red. Option number 2, steady yellow. Option number 3, steady green. Option number 4, none of the above. The answer is option number 1, steady red. Note: a steady yellow light tells you a steady red light will soon appear. If you are driving towards an intersection and a yellow light appears, slow down and prepare to stop. If you are within the intersection or cannot stop safely before entering the intersection, continue through carefully. Question. You may continue carefully through a yellow light if, option number 1, there is an emergency vehicle crossing your lane. Option number 2, there are pedestrians crossing. Option number 3. You are turning right. Option number 4. You are already within the intersection when the light changes to yellow. The answer is option number 4. You are already within the intersection when the light changes to yellow. Note: if a steady yellow light appears when you are already within an intersection, you should continue through the intersection carefully. Question: if a traffic light is broken or not functioning, you should: option number 1. Slow down and prepare to stop. Option number 2. May proceed with caution. Option number 3. Continue as if it were a four-way stop sign. Option number 4. Make a complete stop. The answer is option number 3. Continue as if it were a four-way stop sign. Note: if a traffic signal is not functioning at all at an intersection, all drivers must treat the intersection as if a stop sign is posted for all directions. Question: when making a right turn on a green light, you must: option number 1. Increase your normal driving speed. Option number 2. Yield to pedestrians. Option number 3. Maintain your normal driving speed. Option number 4. Stop and look for nearby police cars. The answer is option number 2. Yield to pedestrians. Note: unless a posted sign prohibits it, you may turn right or left at a steady green light. When turning, you must yield to other vehicles and pedestrians within the intersection. Question: a flashing red light at a railroad crossing means: option number 1. Stop, do not proceed until signals are deactivated. Option number 2. Slow down and proceed if the tracks are clear. Option number 3. Proceed with caution. Option number 4. You have the right of way. The answer is option number 1. Stop, do not proceed until signals are deactivated. Note: you are required to stop at all railroad crossings when a signal warns of an approaching train. These signals may include flashing red lights, a lowered crossing grade, a flagger signaling, or a train's audible signal of warning. Do not move forward or attempt to go around any gate or ignore any signal of an approaching train. Question: when you are approaching an intersection and a yellow light appears, you should: option number 1. Speed up to beat the red light. Option number 2. Reduce your speed and proceed carefully through the intersection. Option number 3. Come to a safe stop. Option number 4. Continue at the running speed. The answer is option number 3. Come to a safe stop. Note: when a steady yellow light appears on a traffic signal, you should prepare to stop. If you are already within the intersection, you should clear the intersection as quickly as possible. Question: a steady downward green arrow over a traffic lane means you: option number 1. Cannot use the lane. Option number 2. May use the lane. Option number 3. Can speed up in this lane. Option number 4. Should stop. The answer is option number 2. May use the lane. Note: a steady downward green arrow means that a driver is permitted to drive in the lane over which the arrow signal is located. Question: lane use control signals. Option number 1. Show the different lanes of a street or highway that should not be used. Option number 2. Show the specific lanes of a street or highway that should not be used. Option number 3. Show the different lanes of a street or highway that should be used. Option number 4. Show the specific lanes of a street or highway that should be used. The answer is option number 4. Show the specific lanes of a street or highway that should be used. Note: lane use control signals are used when the direction of the flow of traffic in a specific lane changes throughout the day. They are used to show which lanes of traffic are open and closed, as well as to show if toll booths are open or closed. Question: which signal means you may use the lane? Option number 1. A steady green downward arrow. Option number 2. A steady yellow downward arrow. Option number 3. A steady red downward arrow. Option number 4. A steady green upward arrow. The answer is option number 1. A steady green downward arrow. Question. You may drive around the gates at a railroad crossing. Option number 1. When the train has passed. Option number 2. Under no circumstances. Option number 3. When the lights have stopped flashing. Option number 4. When other drivers drive around the gates. The answer is option number 2. Under no circumstances. Note. You are required to stop at all railroad crossings when signals warn of an approaching train. These signals may include flashing red lights, a lowered crossing gate, a flagger signaling, or a train's audible signal of warning. Do not attempt to go around a lowered gate. Question. At an intersection controlled by a stop sign, if you cannot get a good view of cross-street traffic when you stop behind the white stop bar on the pavement, you should. Option number 1. Do not enter and make a U-turn. Option number 2. You are allowed to speed up. Option number 3. Pull forward slowly, check for traffic and pedestrians, and proceed when clear. Option number 4. Come to a complete stop. The answer is option number 3. Pull forward slowly, check for traffic and pedestrians, and proceed when clear. Question. Which of the following describes a warning sign? Option number 1. Circle-shaped signs that are colored yellow and black. Option number 2. Diamond-shaped signs that are colored yellow and black. Option number 3. Octagon-shaped signs that are colored yellow and black. Option number 4. Triangular-shaped signs that are colored yellow and black. The answer is option number 2. Diamond-shaped signs that are colored yellow and black. Note. Many road signs warn you to slow down or watch for hazards or special conditions ahead. Most warning signs are yellow and diamond-shaped with black letters or symbols. Question. Work area and construction zone signs are. Option number 1. Square or rectangular with white and red coloring. Option number 2. Round or octagonal with black and yellow coloring. Option number 3. Diamond shaped or rectangular with orange and black coloring. Option number 4. Triangular shaped with red coloring. The answer is option number 3. Diamond shaped or rectangular with orange and black coloring. Note. All temporary signs in work zones have an orange background with black letters or symbols. These signs are found on the right side of the road or on both the left and right sides if the roadway is a divided highway. Question. You may pass if the line dividing two lanes is a dashed line. Option number 1. Broken white. Option number 2. Double solid yellow. Option number 3. Solid yellow. Option number 4. Solid white. The answer is option number 1. Broken white. Note. White lines separate traffic lanes traveling in the same direction. You may cross broken white lines to pass as long as the passing lane is clear. Question. Lanes of traffic moving in the same direction are divided by dashed lines. Option number 1. Yellow. Option number 2. Green. Option number 3. Red. Option number 4. White. The answer is option number 4. White. Note. Solid white lines are used to separate lanes traveling in the same direction, as well as to mark the right edge of the road. Broken white lines separate lanes traveling the same direction and may be crossed to pass. Yellow lines separate lanes of traffic moving in opposite directions. Question. Markings that show center of the road are. Option number 1. Solid or broken. Option number 2. Curved. Option number 3. Zigzag. Option number 4. Wavy. The answer is option number 1. Solid or broken. Question. You may not pass another car on either side of a dash center line. Option number 1, combination solid and broken yellow. Option number 2, single broken yellow. Option number 3, double solid yellow. Option number 4, single broken white. The answer is option number 3, double solid yellow. Note: a double solid yellow line down the center of a two-way road means that it is prohibited for traffic from either direction to cross the center to pass. Question: you may cross solid yellow lines. Option number 1, to pass traffic moving in the same direction. Option number 2, during daylight hours only. Option number 3, at any time. Option number 4, when making turns. The answer is option number 4, when making turns. Note: as a general rule, broken traffic lines may be crossed but solid lines may not. Solid yellow lines may be crossed only when the driver is making a turn. Question: the road edge on the right side is marked by a dashed line. Option number 1, solid yellow. Option number 2, solid red. Option number 3, solid white. Option number 4, solid green. The answer is option number 3, solid white. Question: lanes of traffic moving in the opposite direction are divided by dashed lines. Option number 1, yellow. Option number 2, green. Option number 3, red. Option number 4, white. The answer is option number 1, yellow. Note: yellow lines are used to divide traffic moving in opposite directions. Question: white lines divide traffic. Option number 1, crossing perpendicularly. Option number 2, moving in the opposite direction. Option number 3, moving in the same direction. Option 4, making lane change. The answer is option number 3, moving in the same direction. Note: solid white lines are used to separate lanes traveling in the same direction, as well as to mark the right edge of the road. Broken white lines separate lanes traveling in the same direction and may be crossed to pass. Yellow lines separate lanes of traffic moving in opposite directions. Question: when driving near a blind pedestrian who is carrying a white cane or using a guide dog, you should: option number 1, slow down and be prepared to stop. Option number 2, take the right of way. Option number 3, proceed normally. Option number 4, drive away quickly. The answer is option number 1, slow down and be prepared to stop. Note: when driving near a blind pedestrian who is carrying a white cane or walking with a guide dog, you must slow down, yell the right of way, and then proceed with caution. Be prepared to stop your vehicle in order to prevent injury or danger to the pedestrian. Question: blind pedestrians often carry dash canes. Option number 1, black. Option number 2, yellow. Option number 3, white. Option number 4, red. The answer is option number 3, white. Note: blind or partially blind pedestrians may carry a white cane or use the assistance of a guide dog. You must yield the right of way to a pedestrian with a guide dog or a white cane. Question: the speed limit is dash miles per hour when the yellow lights are flashing on the school zone speed sign. Option number 1, 10. Option number 2, 15. Option number 3, 20. Option number 4, 25. The answer is option number 2, 15. Note: when the flashing yellow lights on a school zone sign are activated or during an indicated school zone time period, you may travel no faster than 15 miles per hour.